Hello, everybody. Welcome to Match Chats. Today's guest is Blue Phantom. Blue, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Not too bad. Just another day. It's been a long day. So tell us, what got you started in YouTube?
um, well, I started my channel last April, and honestly, I just kind of started because I was bored because it was when the whole pandemic thing first started, and I just had like nothing to do, and I just had an iPad laying around, so I decided to start my YouTube channel. And I've been like a big horror fan for several years, so I knew I wanted to like try out like horror narrations and stuff. Um, so yeah, that's basically what got me started is honestly boredom, I guess.
That's understandable. Um, so why did you choose to focus on narrations? Like, what attracted you to that idea?
Um, well, I've been listening to horror narrations for probably about 5, 6 years now, and
Mm-hmm.
it's always been a thing that I've been like interested in. And like before I started my channel, people have told me that like I had like the right kind of voice to do it, so I
Mm-hmm.
just decided to try it out. Um, and that's I guess where I am today. Just
So you just tried it out and you were like, you know what, this works for me, and just went with it.
yeah, yeah. I just kind of went with it. I mean, I haven't done horror narrations in a while because I make like kind of like true crime stuff now, but
Mm-hmm.
occasionally I still read
Well, you're
like
still
horror.
narrating. You're still
Yeah.
narrating. I guess what I meant by horror narrations is I use it more as an umbrella term, you know, like horror narrations can consist of true crime and you know creepypasta and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, what was one of your favorite videos to make?
um, one of my most recent ones. It's about the Babushka lady.
Oh
This
yeah.
and that was my first time making a video that wasn't like reading like horror stories. And it was my first time making a video in months because for the longest time I just did like live streaming on my channel. I kind of sort of for a couple months gave up making videos, I guess. Um, and I decided to get back into it, and I like taught myself how to edit and all that, and I just it was just a fun video to make. So probably that one's probably one of my favorites.
Now, when you were learning about the babushka lady, was it interesting? I think the story of the babushka lady is really interesting. You know, a woman that is right there as JFK is killed. You know,
Hmm.
in perfect view, has a camera, and this lady in this footage has never been found, and the FBI has looked everywhere they can.
Oh yeah, I think I've always thought it's a really interesting like story. I first heard about it a couple years ago, so honestly, it didn't even take me that long to like write a script or anything because I already knew like so much information about it. Um, and yeah, I just think it's just really interesting. Just I don't know. I guess what you just said, just all these years later, and no one knows who she is, or even if she's still alive. And
Hmm.
it's just really, I find like conspiracy theories and stuff like that about JFK kind of interesting. I guess.
I mean, nothing wrong with that. I mean, his whole life, a lot of it was a bit of a conspiracy theory in a lot of ways, especially near the end, because it was known he was going to release information on UFOs, and I guess they didn't like that. So, um,
Yeah.
then he just miraculously gets killed by two people, assassinated. It's just kind of a weird series of coincidences, but you know, we never really know. We're not in the government.
Yeah. We just gotta speculate or whatever. I guess.
Yes. Um, yeah, no, the babushka lady is really strange. I mean, I doubt she's alive now, or if she is, she's very old. Because you can already
Yeah.
see in the footage that she's not like exactly the youngest anymore at that point. Probably early to late 30s, if not the 40s. For her. And um, I just find it interesting that no one's come out with this footage.
I know. Is I mean I don't maybe. maybe for whatever reason she wasn't even aware that the FBI was looking for her, which I mean I guess that wouldn't make any sense because I think it was like all over the place that they wanted to identify her.
Mm-hmm. No, it was. It really was. And one of my other theories is that what if she was already found and they were like, well, she doesn't really have anything new to offer.
I think that makes sense. You know, maybe they did find her. They looked through her camera and they couldn't find anything, and maybe for whatever reason they just like didn't announce it that we found her because they just figured it was no big deal.
Mm-hmm. Now, you have, what, 230 subscribers now?
Almost like just short of it.
Well, you have 229. I know I subscribed, so I think you're at 230 if you look. Um, it takes me a while to get around to doing this stuff because I'm a very busy person. Um, Now, one of your things is five strange and mysterious Bigfoot photos, right? Videos, right?
Mhm.
Which one
Yeah.
was your favorite of those five?
Ooh, I gotta think about that one. Um, the first one that pops up in my head is the clip where there's like a Bigfoot or like supposed Bigfoot like climbing over the fence.
Mm-hmm.
It's an older um footage from like the 90s,
Mm-hmm.
but I find that one fascinating just because of how large like the creature is, and like it's known that like Bigfoot has like a cone-shaped head, and you can see that the figure has like a cone-shaped head,
Which is
and
kind of weird for a Bigfoot description.
I know is this. I think it's like a really specific like description for a Bigfoot is that it has a cone-shaped head. Um,
Yeah.
I just think that one's pretty interesting, just because there was like a comparison photo of like a person standing next to the fence, and that fence is pretty tall, and
Mm-hmm.
that figure went over the fence like it was nothing. So clearly, whatever that thing was, it was pretty tall. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it had to have been. I haven't gotten a chance to look at the video myself, but I did watch a little bit of it, and no, Bigfoot's always been quite a fascination because it gets seen all over the globe, but no one's ever been able to catch like really good pure footage of it. No one's ever been able to kill one and bring it to light, and it's just always fascinated me how that's possible, or even if Bigfoot is real.
I mean, I'm kind of skeptical like about his existence. Like, I don't like 100% believe that he is real, but I don't like 100% believe that he like isn't real. I have like an open mind about it.
Hmm.
And I think out of like all the cryptids out there, I think Bigfoot is the one that's most likely to really exist.
You think so?
I think so. I mean, because there's like the Chupacabra and Jersey Devil, and I don't really. I mean, I find them like fascinating, but I don't really believe that they're real or anything.
I don't know. I mean, I think Bigfoot has a chance of being real. Honestly, I think really any cryptid has a real chance of being real because a cryptid is defined as a creature that science has not recognized just yet, um,
Oh yeah.
or no proof has been found. But I think Bigfoot would be a hard one because we're talking about a 7 to 10 foot tall creature that is a lot like a man, just covered in fur and whatnot. And even with all the deforestation, we're not finding any proof that they're still around. And I think that'd be a really hard one nowadays with our footage to not find. But at the same time, I think the chupacabra, or at least a creature like it, is pretty likely because there is still a lot of the Mexican deserts that we have not discovered.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I mean, honestly, I don't know as much about like other cryptids like I do about Bigfoot. Like Chupacabra, I know it's like some type of. Isn't it like a dog thing that like
Hmm.
sucks like the blood out of like like cattle or something?
Yeah, it's called the goat sucker in
Yeah,
other countries.
yeah. I've seen like photos of like supposed like chupacabras, and I mean, honestly, if those things are real, it would be really freaky knowing if something like that exists in this world.
It would be. Now, you're also a gamer, from your Blue Phantom Chill stream, and um,
Mhm.
other streams. Do you have any game series that you might consider playing through?
Um, well, I haven't done a stream in a while, but I've been thinking about streaming again soon. And I know there's this new game that just came out. It's Pokemon Snap.
Yep.
Um, that I don't have the game, but I'm thinking about buying it and like maybe streaming it because it seems like a pretty fun game. Because I've been getting into Pokemon lately.
There you go.
Um,
Were you a
yeah.
Pokemon fan when you were younger?
No, not really. I've only like literally like the past couple of months I've gotten into it. So like
Really?
I'm a very new Pokemon fan.
Now, how
um,
old
I
are you?
I'm 20.
20. Okay. Yeah, see, you have that. You have a voice that could be like confused. You know.
I
Well,
it's so funny. I get that all the time that I sound like I'm like 12 years old.
d- I
I
mean,
promise I'm not.
at least you're almost to legal drinking age.
Yep, that's true.
Do you have any
I
big plans for when you hit 21?
um other than maybe drinking a little bit of alcohol, not really. Well, I mean, I don't plan on getting like wasted or anything, but
Oh, I did.
um
I did on my 21st birthday. I don't really remember my 21st birthday, to be honest with you.
you got that drunk.
Oh boy, I got blackout drunk. I drank like a lot of vodka that night, and I smoked a lot of weed.
Yeah, I don't think I would smoke any weed or anything, but I don't even know what type of alcohol I would drink. Maybe like, I don't know, wine or something. I'm not even familiar with that many types of alcohol, honestly.
Well, what they did for me on my 21st birthday is they had like five shot glasses lined up, and each one of them was a different kind of alcohol. So you had vodka in one, whiskey in another, rum in another, wine, and then there was something else. I forgot what it was. And it was just the base um, forms. Like it was just like plain vodka. I think it was Crown Royal whiskey, Captain Morgan rum, and I can't remember the others. But and I just took a shot of each one until I found one I liked. Turns out I liked them all.
Yeah, obviously, I don't know which one I'd like. I don't know, maybe I'd like just wine. Just I don't know. It's made with grapes. That's all I know.
Wine is
um,
pretty good, especially when you're having dinner or something.
yeah, I've heard it's like a good like drink to have with dinner. I've heard from some people that vodka can taste kind of gross, but I mean, I don't know because I've never had it.
Vodka, if I had to describe vodka, it'd be like drinking, rubbing alcohol. That's the closest
Oh,
thing I can kind of describe it. It's very strong, um, and it burns. It
mm.
burns, but it is fun.
Do you typically like mix it with something, or do most people just drink it by itself?
Most people drink it with orange juice. It's called a screwdriver, and it, I like screwdrivers, but I generally tend to just drink it straight.
Screwdriver is an interesting name for a drink.
Oh boy, it's very fitting. It is very fitting. So, what got you into like being interested in cryptids and the paranormal?
um, well, I remember there was this Animal Planet show called Finding Bigfoot, and I started watching that when I was like 12 years old, 13, and I think that's what got me into like cryptids, but especially Bigfoot was that TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then like in recent years, I've watched a lot of like YouTube videos on like cryptids and Bigfoot. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it just became something that I I just became really interested in it, I guess. And I've been thinking about like making a video about like a list of like different cryptids from like around the world or something.
Kind of like a kind of like an audio file almost of
Mhm.
just them all. That'd be a good idea. Put a picture on there with it and make it interesting.
Just like show a picture of it and just like I don't know, describe it like
Mhm.
where it's from and like what it what it does or whatever.
Mhm. Sorry, my son's a little cranky as of
Huh.
late. He's got two more teeth coming in, so we'll have four teeth
Ooh.
here soon, and he's in a lot of pain like all the time. Um, have you ever experienced something paranormal?
I have not, and honestly, I hope I never do. Like that's the thing. Like I've always had an interest in the paranormal. Like I watch like paranormal TV shows and YouTube videos and stuff, but I I hope I never experience anything myself because honestly, I think I'd be like traumatized if I did.
The first time you experience something, it is pretty terrifying. I'm not gonna lie. But after you've done it, quite a few times, it actually kind of becomes like numbing, I guess. Like kind of like, eh. Um, my first time seeing something was when I was probably around 12 years old, and it was a pretty terrifying experience. I'm not gonna lie. Like even just seeing an orb appear out of nowhere is pretty terrifying. Um, I would say, keep your mind open. Um, don't be afraid to like check out some scary places because you may experience something.
I
Now,
mean, oh, I'm sorry.
no, no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say like I definitely believe in the paranormal,
Mhm.
but like I've thought about like oh like maybe it would be cool to like do like an urban exploration video for my channel, but like I don't even have like a camera or anything. I would have to buy like a camera and like equipment and all that. But also I'd be so scared to go, honestly. I'd be such a baby the whole time. I think I think one of the things about like the paranormal that would like really scare me is like seeing like a shadow figure because I watched a lot of videos of like shadow figures and just like a dark mass and like watched videos of like something like peeking around the corner
Mhm.
and like seeing something like that would terrify me or like voices like disembodied voices like it creeps me out so much.
Yeah, the thought is terrifying. Going to an old house and then hearing that or something. When you're all alone. And I've done urban exploration. I've done a little bit of everything, and I've never had anything ghostly happen to me, um, outside of like where I've lived, and it's kind of weird, thinking about it, cause like I've been to these places that were considered haunted. I've never experienced anything there, but as soon as I went home, some stuff would happen. So it makes me wonder, like, if a lot of what we think is paranormal is actually based on something that's happening around us and is causing us to see these things or experience them when it's really, nothing at all.
Yeah. Well, I also we have two cats and like a lot of the time they will be like just staring up at something like they'll just be like looking at nothing like they're like looking at something but I can't see anything there and I mean it's probably just I don't know because I think cats have like a much better eyesight than humans do
They do.
so maybe it could probably just be like a bug or something they're looking at but every time they do something like that it just creeps me out because I always think to myself like what if they're looking at a ghost or something I don't know.
Well, they also have like a really high, very sensitive hearing, and it could be that they're hearing something when they look in that direction. So a lot of times when people are like, "Oh yeah, my dog or my cow is just staring off in this corner for no reason. There's nothing there." Um, a lot of times they could just be hearing something and trying to identify where it's coming from.
Yeah, well, we have a lot of like critters in our ceiling that move around sadly, and it gets really annoying. So that's probably what they're looking at or hearing or whatever. So, but I don't know. That thought just always goes through my head when they do something. I don't know why. I don't know.
Um, well, this has been a great time. I'm really happy that you were able to come on for a little bit and chat with me. Um,
Yeah,
Due to some unfortunate circumstances, I need to go. So thank you so much for being here. Blue
Yeah,
Phantom.
thank you for having me.
I'll definitely have you back soon. Um, and everybody, if you're watching this, please go like and subscribe to Blue Phantom if you haven't already. Um, and remember, you are loved and you are validated always.